Panelists on the line. When you are ready to begin the presentation, press the Start Broadcast button on the GoToWebinar control panel to allow all attendees to hear you. This system will notify you once you begin your broadcast. The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hey everybody, welcome to the webinar. I apologize, very late. I had an issue with the password on my GoToMeeting session. So we're going to go ahead and get started here real quick. And we're going to talk about how to get tape backups without tape. So my name is Ack Seiner, Vice President of Solutions here at Electronic Storage Corporation. So today's webcast, we're going to how to get tape backups without tape by replacing physical tape or tape libraries with virtual tape. We're going to use virtual tape with BRMS or Robot Save if you're using any of those backup solutions, or if you're using any of the Go Save commands that come with the IBM I for saving to tape. So it's going to be really just exactly like saving to tape from the iSeries, but you're using virtual tape. So we're going to talk about how you can meet disaster recovery requirements without using tape. Backing up without using tape and using disk is much faster and easier compared to tape. And we're going to look at a ViTL solution for IBM Power Systems called LaserVault ViTL. So the drawbacks of using tape: slow down operations, always at risk, human error, mislabeling of tapes, broken tapes, lost tapes, stolen tapes, issues with physical tape devices, issues with mechanical tape libraries. Although all of that can be completely eliminated with a disk-to-disk backup solution. And tape requires managing, storing, transporting, retrieving. So if your tapes are being stored off-site, you need to restore something from one of those tapes, you got to go get it. With a ViTL type solution, all your backups are available to restore at any time. So you do require someone to be on site to at least change out tapes in a tape library or change out tapes on a daily basis with a tape device. Recovery speeds are much slower with tape, and then also limits your ability to recover from disaster when it does take time to retrieve a particular tape and restore from that tape. So we're going to eliminate those risks, delays of using manual tape and having to take tapes off-site for disaster recovery. Shortening backup windows. Our customers shorten their backup windows as much as half in many cases, in saving to disk. Faster recovery speeds, because all your backups are available online to restore anytime that you need them. Operator on site, managing backups, managing tapes, that all requires somebody to handle those tapes and so forth. We can talk about eliminating that. Archive and retention. So if you're not using BRMS or Robot Save, there's a way to set up retention and archiving of backups within a ViTL solution. So the seamless integration that a ViTL solution provides immediate ROI. So in many cases, we're helping our customers install a solution like ViTL, and they're up and running and doing backups immediately. So doing virtual tape instead of manual tape is the key to getting tape backups without tape, faster backups, more confident in your recovery, and improving your data protection and your disaster recovery. So virtual tape looks exactly like physical tape to the iSeries. So for example, if you were to use, if you needed it, or you're currently using any of the Go Save commands, restricted state, full saves, everything that you currently do with a backup to a physical tape, you can do the same backups with a virtual tape. So your backup would change from TAP01 to TAP02, which could be the virtual tape device for backing up to disk. Same goes true with a tape library. You're going to get a new tape library on your system, and you'll be able to use the exact same backup procedure that you're currently using with your physical tape library. So virtual tape gives you an automated backup and recovery process. We're going to simplify the backups, strengthen your data protection, transferring of data in terms of replicating it and storage of those backups. We're going to talk about that. Virtual tape appears as tape media. We're also going to talk about some of the benefits of that. So we're going to emulate a TS3200 LTO8 up to 16,000 slots if you're using LaserVault as a virtual tape library. So the number of slots that you have for the virtual tape library is virtually unlimited compared to the limitation of your physical tape library where you're having to change out tapes maybe once a week. The LaserVault solution can connect fiber channel, can use NPIV, or it can connect SAS, just like a physical tape device. So simplify operations instantly, reduce risks of your data, multiple opportunities. That's what we want to present, and that's what you can provide is multiple opportunities for saving money. This can be customized for any business size, data size. So no matter if your backup is 250 gig or your backup is 150 terabytes, LaserVault can be defined as a solution for any of those data size backups. So you can use this in place of physical tape or in addition to tape, and we'll talk a little bit about that. Remote management of your backup, so you don't have to be on site. You're not having to go in and change out tapes. Everything's online, available to restore at any time. Reduce storage costs by using existing hardware. So that would be SAN or NAS storage, deduplication appliance that you might be using for other backups. LaserVault can connect to that storage. So you'll be able to leverage existing storage for your backups if you have that already in place. And then meets required compliance for business and auditors. And it's even better because you have logs of your backups, you have your iSeries logs of your backups, you also have the same retention, and you have the opportunity to create a second copy, whether that's simply to tape as a duplicate copy or replicating to a DR site or cloud storage. So you actually have two copies, and you can even have three if you wanted. So easily we're going to integrate into BRMS and Robot Save, high-speed backups, so up to twice as fast as tape. No limit on the size of these virtual tapes. So if your backup is 20 terabytes, it can fit on one virtual tape. You can have multiple tape drives per tape library with NPIV. So that saves infrastructure in terms of not having to have additional fiber channel ports for additional tape devices. LaserVault has built-in encryption. Compression, which averages 5:1, is available in the standard version of the product. And your backups are always online, always available to restore without having to go anywhere to retrieve a tape. Reduce or eliminate tapes. Save your backups to disk, SAN, NAS, deduplication appliances. Some of the common dedupe appliances we work with would be Exagrid, Cohesity, Rubrik. And replicate to cloud. So you could replicate your backups to a cloud Azure account, Amazon S3 account, whatever cloud account that you wanted to set up to have second copies of your backups. Adding deduplication. So this is relatively a new part of our product where we're actually doing a deduplication of your data as it's being saved. This can up your compression. Standard compression is around 5:1. Deduplication starts at 10:1 compression and goes up from there. We've seen customers get more than 10:1 compression all the way up to 30, 40:1 compression of the data. So you've instantly decreased the amount of storage that's required for your backups. And also for replication, reduces the amount of bandwidth to transfer data to remote storage locations such as a DR site, cloud storage, or even both. So the deduplication with our solution really takes advantage of compression. A lot of the iSeries data that you are saving is the same every day, especially historical data that you're keeping on the iSeries and database files. And this is going to eliminate having to save those every single time and taking up disk space and taking more time to create copies across the network to a DR site or cloud storage. So let's take a look at ViTL. First I'm going to show you is this web interface. I'm going to log in with my username and password so that it is secure to access the tape libraries that you have defined with the virtual tapes that are in place to save to. I'm going to take it the parameters, some of the parameters that you would set when when this product is defined and created on your system. We're going to have a library path. Again, we talked about storing backups on local disk or storing backups on SAN or NAS. So that library path is going to point to where your virtual tapes reside and where your backups are being saved. Now we also we emulate these versions all the way up to LTO8, LTO5. So whichever emulation. Now again, there's no storage limit on any of those tape LTO versions, and also there's no difference in speed. It'll go just as fast from LTO5 as it will if you set it to LTO8. Compression is here, our deduplication settings for here, and also encryption with your encryption passkey here. Replication and retention. I have an example of replicating to a network path. So if you had two ViTL appliances with disk storage, you could replicate from one that you're saving to on premise, either at your DR or production site, and then replicate to a second appliance with storage. So you have two copies of your backups. If you have another iSeries at your DR site, co-location, what have you, then those backups are available to restore. And then if you're having to roll over to a your DR system and you need to perform saves there, then you'd have a second ViTL connected to that iSeries to do that. Then I also have replication for Amazon S3, replication for Microsoft Azure. You could actually do both of these. So you could take certain volumes and write them and copy them to Azure. Maybe those are long-term volumes that you'd like to store and store those in cloud storage instead of at a DR site. Or you could do both of these, and you can set these replication jobs to whichever volumes, virtual tape volumes that you want. So you have that flexibility of doing that. So you can set up all your replication here. You can also set up retention locally for the local copies that you're saving to, as well as your remote copies. Now, if you are running BRMS or Robot Save, that retention is handled through those products, so that based on media policies, those tapes get initialized once they become expired within BRMS or Robot. If you're using this as a single tape device, because you're not replacing a physical tape library or using BRMS or Robot Save, then you can use these retention options here to set when those tapes either get initialized when they expire or deleted when they expire. So LaserVault as a tape library, you see we have one drive here. If you do have multiple drives, say you're using NPIV and you have a 16 gig fiber channel port connected to the iSeries from LaserVault. So LaserVault has a 16 gig, iSeries can have 8 gig if that's what you currently have. It either be directly connected or through a fiber switch. And you could have up to 15 tape devices on this tape library with a 16 gig fiber channel port using NPIV. So that is the ability to create up to either 15 tape libraries or a tape library with 15 drives that you share amongst all your partitions. So it's really you can really set it up how you want with the number of drives and tape libraries that you need. These are all the slots that have been created, and the tape's been added to these slots. So you can create, again, over 16,000 slots. If you create a number of slots, say 48 slots for all your tapes, you can increase that at any time that you want and add more tapes. So you can go over the physical limitation of your tape library. With a virtual tape device, you can go basically unlimited number of tapes. So it does allow you to keep all of your tapes available to restore from anytime. Your full system saves, if you need to do a demode IPL and restore the entire system, you'll have full system saves here, however often that you run those. And then any of your daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, annual backups can also be here and replicated to a DR site or cloud storage or both. So there's, you can go here to create tapes, then you can add those into BRMS. Because this is emulating a tape library, it's going to have auto load and unload features. So it's going to automatically load a tape into the drive. When you do a save, automatically load a tape into the drive when you do a restore. So it functions exactly like a tape library. You can also use it as a tape device instead of a tape library. Again, I mentioned if you're not using BRMS or Robot Save, you're using the Go Save commands, or maybe you're using Go Backup, then you can use this as a tape device instead of a tape library. If we do look on the iSeries, TAP MLB V1 is LaserVault with a single tape device. This could have up to 15 tape devices for this tape library, or you could have, individual tape libraries with tape drives. Just really depends on how you want to set this up for your individual partitions. Or again, we can use it as TAP V2. We could use it as a tape device. Even using it as a tape device, you're able to automatically load a tape before a backup runs. You're able to automatically initialize it before a backup runs. There's a command to load a tape from the iSeries using it as a single tape device. Or you can simply just go here and move one of these tapes into the drive. And you can even check labels to see the libraries, the sequence, the size that are all been written and saved to that virtual tape. So that makes it really easy to look and see what's on a tape before you load it and restore from it. And you can set naming conventions such as date, things like that. And you also have a volume ID, a 6-character volume ID. Okay, so there is LaserVault ViTL. So let's go ahead and start from the current slide here. So this is this particular example is replicating the cloud storage. We've got some information in here on using 16 gig, or you can even use 32 gig fiber channel on the LaserVault ViTL server. Backups can be stored locally on disk storage on the server, or backups can be saved to SAN or NAS. From there, you'd have either a 10 gig or 25 gig network connection or fiber channel connection to that storage from LaserVault. And that would mean LaserVault doesn't need any local storage for backups. And then automatically replicate those backups to cloud storage. So within the GoToMeeting webinar panel, there are two three handouts, actually, three handouts, documents that you can go ahead and download and review. We'll also have a recording of this webinar that we'll post on YouTube and send that link to you all. Our website, laservault.com. You can also visit IBM Global Solutions Directory. We are an IBM registered partner and a Microsoft certified partner. And so the environment that you would run our ViTL solution would be a Windows Server environment with Fiber Channel or SAS, HBAs. You can run this in a VM environment, but your host server will need a PCIe slot for either a Fiber Channel HBA or SAS HBA. We'd love to talk with you more about your backup specifications, your backup requirements, so we can do an online demo with you and show you exactly how it would work within your environment to go to a virtual tape solution. And you do receive a $50 Amazon gift card for that for participating in a demonstration. We are having a Bluetooth speaker drawing once we conclude this webinar, so the winner will be notified email that you have won the Bose speaker system. Anyway, I'm glad there are some folks here because I was very late with dealing in my password for GoToMeeting. So appreciate you all being here, and thank you very much. And please let us know if we can help you get rid of tape or help you optimize your backup solution on your iSeries and save you guys some money and time. Thanks very much. Have a great day.